Thank you. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Let's get started. So are there anyone who joined newly today to this course? Are there anyone who joined newly today to this course? Durga Prasad, Major Khan, are you or part of the previous batch, previous classes too?
Yes, previous batch.
Yeah. Fine. Thanks. So I hope no other new guys. So let's get started, guys. So yesterday class we discussed about the time complexity and space complexity, correct? Can someone tell me why we don't consider the time complexity in terms of times? When I say in terms of time, why don't we say that time complexity of this program is 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 1 hour or 2 hours? Why do we go for big O of n? Can someone tell me?
Because of the operating system configuration, this time can differ for the same program in different system.
Yeah. So that means the time taken by the program also depends on your configuration, right? So even in the same system, if I run once, it is showing 1 minute. If I run again, it's showing 3 milliseconds or 2 milliseconds, etc. That means it's varying. So like, telling the time taken by the program in terms of minutes or seconds or hours is not the right approach. So that's where we go for like some mathematical equation. So what is the time complexity of a bubble sort? Worst case?
N squared, O n squared.
Yeah, big O of n square. So the notation that we use is big O, right? Now, and why did we come across big O? Because if you look at this, the for loop, this is going to take how many, how many times this will execute? N plus 1 times, right? And this will execute n times. This inner loop will execute for each I value, it will execute n times, n times. So n into n plus n times, total n square. If I sum up all of this, it will give you some quadratic equation, which is nothing but some constant with n square plus some constant with n plus constant. So compared to n square, all other values will be small. So I'm getting rid of those. So the net output is the worst case complexity of a Bible sort is big O of n square. Correct? Yeah. Now, let's look at what is that space complexity. Okay. Now, let us look at what is a space complexity. Now, space complexity is nothing but a space occupied by a program, right? Space complexity is nothing but space occupied by a program. How much space or how much memory this program is occupying. Now, if you look at in this program, can someone tell me what is the memory for a integer variable? So can I say that it depends on either it takes 4 bytes or 8 bytes depending on your 64-bit or 32-bit, correct? So let us take your int variable is taking 4. So can I say here I will occupy how much memory? I will occupy 4 bytes of memory, correct? Done. Now a dot length. So what is this a? It's an array, correct? Now what is an array? It is what kind of an array? Int array. Okay. Now each int variable is taking 4 bytes, correct? Now inside a array, if I have 10 elements, okay, then how much it will take? The array is consisting of 10, array size is 10, and all of those are integer variables. One int variable is taking 4 bytes of memory, then array of 10 elements will take how much of memory?
40 bytes.
40 bytes, right?
40.
Similarly, now can I say that this array can be any number, correct? In this example, we have taken 10. Is it mandatory that array size will be 10 only forever?
No.
So can it, if I take the array size as n, can I say that this, see, my I variable will take 4, okay? And this a dot length, array a will take how much memory it will occupy? 4n bytes, correct? This n can be replaced. If you in your exam in our example, the n is 7. That means 4 sevens are whatever is that much memory will be occupied, 28 bytes. If it is at array size is 10, then 4 multiplied by 10, 40 bytes will be occupied. Correct? Hope you are getting, guys. So here in this line, what is the time space occupied by the program? 4 bytes for I variable and 4n bytes for array. Correct? Does everyone agree with me? Does anyone has any questions on why it is 4n? Okay, I'm continuing, guys. Now, let us look at count iterations. So what is this? It is
Can you
also a,
repeat one time, please?
okay.
Yeah.
So now we are trying to discuss about the space complexity of an algorithm. Okay. Now, space complexity is nothing but a space or memory occupied by a program. Okay. It doesn't matter. It should be a bubble sort. Okay. Any program, I want to calculate how much memory will be occupied by a program. Now, in this look at, this is a for loop. Inside a for loop, you are starting with int I equal to 0. So whenever you create a data type and variable, does it occupy the memory?
Yes.
So I'm assuming that int variable will take 4 bytes of memory. Now, can I say
Uh-huh.
that for I variable, you need a 4 bytes?
Yes.
Okay. Similarly, what is A? It's an array. Now, it's what type of an array? Int array. So int will take, I have assumed that int is taking 4 bytes. So 4 multiplied by how much memory it will take? See, for example, in this example, if I have 7, array size is 7, then 7 multiplied by 4, correct? 28 bytes of memory it will occupy, right?
Yeah.
But if the array, see, if I have to write a generalized example, array size can be 7, 10, 12, 100, 120, correct? So I'm taking if the array size is n, how much memory that this array will occupy? Can I say
Yeah.
4n?
Yeah. Yeah. 4.
4n. 4 is nothing but what? It's a constant value, which is you are assuming that how much memory that the I variable will take, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in that first line of code, I variable is taking 4 bytes and this array is taking 4n bytes of memory in this line. Now let's come into this one. Okay. Now how much memory this Boolean variable, how much memory this int variable will occupy? This is also int. Since it is an int, can I say it will also occupy this variable 4 bytes? Yes. It's a normal int variable. You're just increasing the value, but you're not. See, whenever you create a variable, what happens? Every time you are replacing the value, but you're not creating a new memory. I hope everyone agrees that. Okay, I take
Yes.
that. Yeah. Now let's take Boolean variable again. This Boolean variable also let us take 4 bytes, correct? Done. Now here, this array. So here, for j variable, you will take another 4 bytes, correct? Yes. For j equal to 4 bytes, done. For j, you are taking 4 bytes. Now, a dot length again. Do you need to calculate the memory again for the a dot length? No, it's already stored here, correct? The
Yes.
same array you are using, so you don't need to, correct? Now, again, this one count iterations, you don't need because you already calculated here, right? Now, so now this is nothing but a just comparison, so it does not need. And these variables will take, this is also a variable that you already calculated. Look at here, 4 bytes. Now this tempo variable will take 4 bytes, correct? Now if I
Yes.
write all of this, now let us write in the OneNote. So space complexity. Okay. Now in this, for example, for I equal to 0, I less than a dot length I plus plus. In this line, I variable will occupy 4 bytes and the array will occupy 4n bytes. Okay. Now, inside this, you are writing one more for loop, j equal to 0, j less than a dot length something, and you have count variable something. So this variable will occupy 4 bytes. Now this j variable will occupy 4 bytes. Now I don't need array dot j less than a dot length. For this a dot length, I don't need it because I already stored it. Now inside this, you are writing if condition. A of j is greater than a of j plus 1. Okay. So for this, it's a conditional check. So no memory is needed. And internally, you will have temp variable, correct? This temp is also int variable. It will also occupy 4 bytes. Right. Now, after that, what do you have? You are in the array itself, you are changing. So you don't need a new memory, correct? For temp variable, I need a memory. Now, if you look at, if you sum of all this, 4, 4, 4, 4, 16 plus 4n. Okay. Now, similarly, if I take n value is very bigger. This 16 is constant, correct? This 4 is also constant. So let's get rid of this. Now, the space complexity is big O of n. The space complexity of bubble sort is big O of n. So the space complexity will be determined by the program, how much memory is occupied. Now, instead of this bubble sort, let us look at, we have this display method, correct? Inside a display method, I'll have a variable called I equal to 0. Now, from this main method, I will call the display method. Now, I will comment this one. Now, I will say, so I just have a display method. I'm calling from main method. I comment everything, all of this. Okay. All the lines, assume that I am commenting all the lines. Now, only I am calling this from the main method. From the main method, I am calling the display method, correct? Right? Now, can I calculate a space complexity for this? For this program, can I calculate a space and time complexity both? Yes,
Yeah.
no? Yes,
Yeah.
we can calculate, right? Now, what is the space complexity of this program? Let's look at. Now, from main method, you are going to a display method. Yes. Now, inside space complexity is nothing but there will be n number of variables, objects. You need to calculate how much memory those are occupying. Now, here I variable will occupy how much?
4 bytes.
4 bytes, correct? Okay. Now, this system.out.println just will print. So, do you have anything else? No. That means, can I say this one is a constant, correct? I'm done. So total space complexity is occupied by this program is 4 bytes. But can I say that it's 4 bytes only, or can I come to the conclusion of a normal quadratic expression, something like that? Why I cannot say that 4 bytes? Because the memory is also occupied by the program, depends on your operating system. See, if you look at any blog or any website, 64-bit operating system will take the lesser memory, 32-bit operating system will take the more memory, right? Let me show that what I'm trying to talk. If you look at this PC, go to properties. If you look at here, mine is 64-bit operating system, correct? If you take the 34-bit operating system, it will occupy the more memory for each data type. Okay, if it is a 64-bit operating system, it will occupy the less data type. So the same thing happens here as well. Now, if I say 4 bytes, I'm assuming that my 64-bit, mine is a 64-bit operating system. But if, for example, this program is I'm executing in some other's laptop, they may have 32-bit laptop. So that time, it may take 8 bytes of memory, correct? So that means telling in terms of bytes also, it's not a right approach. So what you need to do, this one you need to convert into a normal program, normal, what you call quadratic expression. So in order to do that, what we do is, see, instead of this 4 bytes, you can also have another string, correct? String s equal to Karthik. Okay. Now this will also occupy maybe 8 bytes, correct? So 8 plus 4 total 12 bytes. So that means what it is, it's a constant value only, correct? So that's the reason if you have like this, then if there is a only constant value, the space complexity of that one will be big O of 1. Big O of 1. Okay. Now, for example, inside this display method, I have a for loop. Okay. I have a for loop. Inside a for loop, I am creating one variable called string. S equal to 10. You guys tell me now what will be the time complexity of this one. J less than N. N is something. I'm initializing it to 10 for now. Now, if you look at this program, this I will take 4 bytes, Z will take 8 bytes. I mean, Z means string variable. Again, this N is a int variable. It will occupy 4 bytes. Done. Now, in this for loop, the J variable will take 4 bytes, correct? J will take 4 bytes. Done. Now I don't need N. I already calculated. Now, can I say this whenever you are creating an object inside a loop, can I say every time the object is getting created? Or I will take, instead of taking it as a n 10 value, I will take j, correct? String dot value of j. If I write like this, can I say this object is getting created every time whenever the j value, correct?
Yes.
Now how much, see, for string variable sample, we are taking how much bytes? One string variable is occupying 8 bytes, correct? Now in this example, you guys tell me how many times this loop will repeat?
N times.
Okay, what is the n value?
10.
So can I say 8, one string variable is 8 bytes. So 10 times if it is repeating, 10 string variables will be created. And how much it will occupy? 80 bytes, correct? Now, this n value can be varied, correct? That means your number of how many times your object is getting created, it depends on your n value, correct? If n value is 10, you will take 80 bytes. If the n value is 20, how much it will occupy? 160, correct? Now, can I generalize this logic? If a one string variable is occupying 8 bytes, 10 n variable, n string variable will occupy 8n, correct? This n can be replaced. If it is a, see, that means 8n is nothing but if my n value is 20, 8 multiplied by 20, correct? Which is nothing but 160 bytes of memory it will occupy. For example, if the n value is 10, it will occupy 80 bytes of memory. Now, if my n value is 5, 8 5 is 40 bytes of memory it will occupy, correct? That means if you have a program like this, then can I say this line of code will execute, will occupy 8 bytes of memory. Now you sum of all of this. See, this is 4, 4 plus 8, 12, 12 plus 4, 16, 16 plus 4, 20, 20 plus 8, 10. So the total here we got is 20 plus 8, n. Now you get rid of the constant values because we are not concentrating on constant values. Remove the constant value. So what is left out? N. So the time complexity of this above, the space complexity of the above program is big O of n. Why n? Because I'm creating an object or occupying the memory inside a for loop. If I remove this for loop, what is the space complexity? 4 plus 8, 12, 12 plus 4, 16, 16, only 16. So it's a normal constant value, 16 bytes of memory. So I can represent it as a big O of 1. Hope you understand, guys. Constant you can represent as 1 because, see, why it is 16? If I add one more line, it will change it, correct? But if you are representing in terms of big O of n or something, it depends on n value, right? So if it is a constant, we are going to represent it as a 1. So if you have a for loop and creating an object inside that, the general time complexity will be big O of, space complexity will be big O of n. So the space complexity of a bubble sort will be big O of n. Hope you guys understand. Any questions?
So
Guys,
if
who are-
we have a loop,
Yeah.
then definitely it will be like big O of n.
It depends
Like
on
for
your
the-
loop. See, If I write a
Oh,
loop, it does not mean that it will execute for n times, right? It all depends on my, right?
yeah, about, yeah, on the logic, yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's same thing.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions, anyone? Guys, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm there to, I mean, like, if you're not able to understand,
Hello.
yeah.
Sir, one sir, explain చేయండి.
What?
మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయరా?
Can you tell me what you did not understand?
Sir,
Where you did not understand?
there on sir, in interviews.
Okay. So whenever you're writing a program, so space complexity is nothing but space occupied by the program. So space means generally the variables, objects will occupy the space. So now the space occupied by a program depends on your what bit of computer you have. If it is 32-bit, it is different. If it is 64-bit, it is different. To explain you guys, I'm just assuming that in this program, int variable will occupy 4 bytes, string variable will occupy 8 bytes. Now, only whenever I have only int variable or string variable, it's a constant value. That constant value can represent as big O of 1. But if I am having a loop like this, whenever I have a for loop like this loop will execute for how many times? So I'm creating an object inside this for loop. If you look at what I'm doing here is I'm creating an object inside a for loop. So this for loop will execute for n times, correct? So j will start with 0 until the condition is satisfied, it will execute. So when 0, 8 bytes, when 1, 8 bytes, when 2, 8 bytes. So how much memory will occupy by this lines of code? It will be 8 n times, right? So that's the reason if I sum up all of this, and remove the constant, it will be a big O of n. Hope you get it. Any other questions, anyone?
Hi, sir. If the value in for loop we are iterating and we are giving the space complexity as a big boolean. For example, in for loop after certain operations, I mean certain iterations, if we break the for loop, so it will be executed only half of the times. So it in this case also it is big boolean.
So if you are breaking, so generally that space complexity or time complexity, we worry about the worst case, correct? So when you say worst case, that means your break statement will be not be executed, correct? Worst case means what? The loop will repeat as many number of times as possible, right? The most number of times the loop will execute, right? So at that time, you are ignoring your break statement, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever if you have a break statement, if someone is asking, for example, if you write if j equal to 2 and break. When you write like this, whenever the j value is 2, it will break, correct? Now, generally, if I ask you, there are two ways to ask this question. What's the time complexity of this program? And what is the time complexity of a generalized worst case scenario of this one? Worst case scenario means you don't consider this one, correct? Okay. Now, if it is a normal scenario, how much it will occupy? See, when j equal to 0, 8 bytes. Okay. When j equal to 1, 8 bytes. When j equal to 2, 8 bytes. After that, it will break and then it will come out. Then how much time complexity? 8 plus 8 plus 8, 24 bytes. That means you can say that big O of 1. But generalized complexity would be, see here, if you look at the bubble sort, my complexity depends on your array only, correct? Here. Even though if, for example, number of iterations, even if I am breaking here, does it change my complexity, space complexity? Here, if you look at, if my given array is if the input array is sorted array, then what happens? It will not do multiple iterations of the inner for loop. So if the value is not, if the control is not coming inside this block, if block, that means the array is sorted, and then I'm breaking it. So even if I write a break statement here, is it going to reduce my space complexity? Just think about it here. See, at least you need to run this once. So I value will be, I will take 4 bytes, A will take 4 n bytes. This array sorted will take 4 bytes. This J also will take 4 bytes. This temp variable won't be necessary. I mean, it is not coming inside. So if you comment all of this, then 4 plus 4, 4 and 4, 16 plus 4n. So if you remove that, it will be big O of n only, correct? I'm talking about it specifically for bubble sort that we have written. Hope you get it.
Yeah.
So generally we talk about worst case, but if you write a break, you can tell accordingly also, not a problem. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Yeah, if no questions, then we'll go into a selection sort. Now let's write selection sort.
In bubble set, I have a doubt. Can you open once?
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
In inner for loop, actually the condition is j less than 1, right? Earlier in the discussions, is it
No.
a dot length minus I, right?
You can keep I also, you cannot keep I also. That is also not a problem. If your j a dot length minus 1 minus I, if you keep, why am I putting I? Because in the whenever you are doing a I equal to 0, you are getting a highest value in the array and keeping it last position. So whenever you are doing a second iteration, do you need to compare this 25 with 43? Even if you compare, not a problem. Even if you don't compare also, you are reducing one iteration, correct?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. You can keep like this also. You can remove this I also. See, why did I not explain this? When I explained, some people understood it, but for some people, it takes time to understand, right? So that's the reason
Okay.
I did not keep. If you are keeping I, what happens? Every time you are not comparing see, when I equal to 2, assume that currently you are taking a I equal to 2 iteration. Okay. Now, whenever I equal to 2, that means what are the I values you completed? I equal to 0 you completed, I equal to 1 you completed. Whenever you are completing these 2 iterations, what does it mean? When I equal to 0, maximum value you already kept it last position. I equal to 1, second maximum you are kept it in last but 1 position. And now you are doing I equal to 2. Now, whenever you are doing I equal to 2, this value, do you need to compare with the rest of last 2 values?
No, no.
Not required. How are you avoiding that? By placing the I value, correct? That means you are just reducing some more iterations. It's the
Yes,
best
yes.
way of doing it. But if
Yeah.
I keep like this, some people may not understand. See, the first idea is once you understand the program, write on your own and debug on your own, then you can reduce it, correct? So
Yes,
that's
yes.
it. Yeah. Even if you don't do that, also not a problem. It will increase little bit of iterations only.
Okay, okay. Got it.
Yeah. Any question? Any other questions, anyone?
Sir, in a small dot in a space complexity, go up, scroll up one.
Hmm.
Yeah, here like we're having that condition, land number 14, J less than N. So
Hmm.
suppose this N is something fixed like 5, 6. So the notation will be big of 1 or big of N then. Like N is fixed.
What big N is
Like sub
fixed.
fixed. Yeah, it
Okay.
is constant. So in such case, notation will be big of 1 or big of N.
Generally, see,
Mm.
N is fixed means no one is going to change it.
Yeah, no one is going to
Then
change
you
it.
can say it as a big O of 1.
Okay, okay.
But see,
Mm.
generally, whenever you are doing that value, it is a see, why are we keeping these values? Why are we keeping this variable? Because it may vary, correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So whenever it is varying, it depends on runtime input. Or say, for example, in our program, this someone where they can they can pass this one runtime argument also, or they can pass this as a what you call from it is nothing but a length of your array from the SQL query, correct? SQL
Correct.
query, whenever you execute today, it'll give some results, tomorrow some other results. Generally, if you denote a variable, that means it's a variable. I mean, it is going to change it. Then you can say that 18. If you say that you are doing right 5 times only, that means you know already how much bytes of memory will occupy, correct? 8
Yeah,
plus 5,
correct.
8 5 is a 40. 40 is nothing but it all depends on your, I cannot say that 40 bytes of memory because it may be a 64 or 32 or it may be a 128-bit processor also, correct? So
Correct.
you can say that big O of 1 if it is fixed,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
But the
I got
generalized way is telling n.
Okay. I got. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's look at the selection sort. Now we may not be able to complete the selection sort, but let's get started and see how much ever we can progress. Now the selection sort. So can someone tell me what is the bubble sort is doing in each iteration?
It finds the maximum element and puts it at the last position.
Okay. So selection sort will do opposite. It finds the minimum element and puts it in starting position onwards. That itself is a selection sort. Let's do. Okay. The principle is assume minimum value in the array present at 0th index. I'm assuming like whatever may be the thing, I'm assuming that minimum value of the array is present at 0th index, and then compare it with rest of the array to find the minimum value. Once you find, replace the index. Replace the index with I value. Okay, what does it mean? Let's do that. Okay, now let us take like what I'm see here. We are talking about an index here. So what is the index here? 53, 0th index, correct? First I'm assuming minimum value, min index, min index equal to A of I, A of 0. Okay. Now I am assuming that whenever I start my logic, I am assuming that the value present, the minimum value is present at 0th index. Okay. Now in this example, we are going to find out in which index the minimum value is present and then replace. Now I will say if, or else don't write the code, let's write 53 is, now I need to compare it with the rest of the array, correct? Now 53 is greater than 10. Like, now you tell me which is the minimum value. I need to find out a minimum value. First, I am assuming that in a of 0th position, whatever the value, that is 53, whatever the value is there in the 0th position, I am assuming that as a lowest value. Now I am going the entire array and trying to find out where the minimum value will be present. Now I will check 53 is less than 10. If this condition is true, 53 is greater than 10. If this condition is true, what does it mean? Is the 53 a lowest element?
10 should be the lowest one.
So that means 53 is no longer a minimum value, correct? But can you guarantee that 10 itself is a minimum value in the entire array? No,
No.
correct? I need to do rest of the array, correct? Now, what I will do, earlier I taught minimum index, the value presented index is A of 0. Now I will change min index equal to this one, correct? Now I will take this value and compare with the rest of the array. Now so what I will do is 53 greater than 10. Now which is smaller? 10. So I'll take 10 and then compare with the rest of the array. 10 greater than 67. Is it true? No. That means still 10 is the lesser element. Correct. Now, then 10 I will compare with the 8. Which is true? Is it true? Yes. That means 10 is no longer the smaller element. 8 is the smaller element. Correct? Then take 8. Now 8 compare with the rest of the array. 8 greater than 0. Is it true? Yes. That means 8 is no longer a smaller element. 10 is a smaller element. Sorry, 0 is a smaller element. Now take 0 and then 0 greater than 12. Is it true? No. And do I have any other elements to compare? No. That means you tell me what is the minimum value in this array now? What that I have find out?
0.
0. And it is at what index? What is the
Fourth
index
index.
of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4? Correct.
Four.
Now, then we have to swap this 53 with this one. So after one iteration, look at here, 0, 10, 67, 8, 53, 12. Now, if you look at here, is it entirely opposite to the bubble sort or not? After first iteration, what happened? The value, the minimum value of the array has come into a 0th position, correct? Is it right?
So I have a question. Actually, in the bubble sort also we sorted like in the ascending order, and here also our goal is to sort in the ascending order.
See, whenever you say sort, sort is nothing but ascending order only, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether you use bubble sort, insertion sort, selection sort, merge sort, whatever it is. When you say sort means, what is it meaning? It's ascending only, right? All will do the same thing, but each will have its own specific. Each see, if I ask you the same question, one question like what is a OOP principle? How many OOP principles are there in Java? What do you answer? Inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation. If, for example,
Mm-hmm.
the same question, if I ask to some other person, they will also answer the same thing, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
same thing. Like
Yeah.
sorting means ascending order only, but there
Okay.
are different ways, different techniques are there. So we will
Okay.
learn all the techniques and we can figure it out which is the better one by
Okay.
looking at that space complexity and uh, time complexity. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Got
for
it.
example, so now when should I go for a bubble sort? If the number of elements are 1000 elements or 2000 elements. Now, if they are asking me to find out a 10th highest element, then do I need to sort the entire array? See, I have given with 1000 elements. Okay. Now, and they are asking, write a program to find out 10th highest without using stream program. 10th highest number. Then what should I do? Do I need to sort the entire array and take the 10th value, last button, or how can I do? So I can just simply write a bubble sort program and outer for loop that you are using the bubble sort for iterations. You just execute the outer for loop only for 10 times. It will give you the 10th highest value, correct? That's the beauty, where to use it. Now, if they are asking you to 1000 elements and 10th lowest value, then which you will use? Selection sort. And you will execute only for 10 times the outer for loop, right? So in the selection sort, what we are going to do is we are trying to find out an element in which we are trying to find out an element of the index in which it is having a lesser value or minimum value in the entire array, and then swap it with ith value. Let us do it again. See, this is the first iteration. After first iteration, this is the array. Now let's continue. So now once the first iteration is completed, do I need to compare this with anyone? Where should I start? Now I have to assume that my minimum value is presented first index only because 0 is 10 now. So A of 1, which is nothing but 10. I am assuming that this 10 is the lowest value in the entire array. But how can I guarantee that? By doing the entire, what you call, iterations. So 10 greater than 67. Is it true? No. It is not true means which is a smaller 10 only. Now let's compare. Compare with 10 with 8. 10 greater than 8. Yes, it is true. Whenever this is true, this 10 is no longer a smaller, correct? Now you got a element that is smaller, which is nothing but 8. You take 8 and then compare with the rest of the array. 8 greater than 53. Is it true? No. That means 8 is still smaller. Then 8 greater than 12. Is it true? No. That means now I have reached to the end of the array. I do not have further element. So that means stopped. Now, after doing all of this, you tell me what is the second minimum value I found? What is the second minimum value I found?
8.
And it is at what index?
Third index.
0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Now swap this. See this one with. See where? What is the right position to for this 8? Is it a 0th position or 1 position? 1 only,
1.
correct? Yeah, because 0 is already sorted. So try to find out a element. So that means we are finding a index in which minimum value of the array is present, and then replace it with the ith value. See, this is I equal to 0 iteration. So you are replacing with 0. Now this is nothing but I equal to 1 iteration, correct? So then this 3 will be swapped with a 1 iteration, 1 position. So the array looks like 0, comma 8, comma 67, comma 10, comma 53, comma 12. This is the second iteration. Now again, these two are done. Now you will start with this. Now I equal to 3. Or sorry, I equal to 2. Now in this one, 67 greater than 10. Is it true? Yes. That means 10 is a smaller value. Take 10. 10 greater than 53. No. 10 greater than 12. No. So 10 is a smaller value. Now I found the minimum value that is present at fourth index. Now since it is a second index, so I need to swap it with this one. Correct? It will go here. It will here. So 0, comma 8, comma 10, comma 67, comma 53, comma 12. See, these two are, see, these are 3 sorted. Now again, 67 greater than 53. Is it true? Yes. That means 53 is smaller. Take 53 and then greater than 12. Is it true? Yes. Though 12 is smaller. So replace 67 with 12. So 0, comma 8, comma 10, comma 12, comma 67. Sorry, 67 will 53 will come here and 67 will come here. Now is it sorted? Yes. So this is a selection sort. Don't worry about it. Like who are enrolled for the course further, we'll look at it again and then we'll write a sample code. I mean pseudo code, and then we'll convert that pseudo code into a executable code as well in the upcoming class. And guys, today will be the last demo class. If you are interested, I request you to please do the enrollment. And from tomorrow onwards, whoever has done the enrollment, they'll be added to the WhatsApp group. And you're also going to get an email from the Ashok IT and call from the Ashok IT on how to join the further classes.
I did not get any email till now.
Okay, can you take a screenshot of this?
Yeah.
See, these are the demo videos. Okay, you can watch it in the YouTube also. And this is the where you need to do the payment. Those who did
Okay.
not get a email, can you please take a screenshot of this?
I also did payment for this course,
Okay.
and
When
I also sent a mail. I also sent a mail
when did you do that?
yesterday.
Yesterday night?
Yeah, I made payment yesterday, but today I mailed
Okay.
with the
So
screenshot and
yeah, you will get a call.
details.
Like maybe 9:30 or 10, the office will be open and you will get a call. And in the
The
call, they'll
only thing is my number will not work because I'm in US.
okay.
So I do
You will
have
get
US numbers.
okay. So have you provided the US WhatsApp number?
Yeah, I provided both the numbers, like Indian WhatsApp number and US WhatsApp number, but I don't have I do have number, Indian number, but you cannot make me a normal call, right?
Okay, fine. So now the thing is, what you can so I'll just put your name, email ID, your WhatsApp number or contact number in the chat only to me. I'll inform them that since we are not able to reach out to you on mobile, I'll ask them to send out an email to you with instructions on how to access the video or how to join the class, etc. Okay, I'll ask them to add you to the WhatsApp group as well.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
You want my name and the contact details?
yeah, yes. Your name, your email ID that you have sent out an email, and then your WhatsApp number that needs to be added to the group. Which one you
Okay,
prefer
sure.
it? Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the thing is, like, I'm using two devices. One is laptop and the mobile. Because I'm not getting voice in the laptop. I'm using two devices. From the mobile, I'm connecting, and from the laptop. So, am I authorized to use both the devices or only one device?
I think, to my knowledge, it's only one device.
Yeah, only one device.
Yes.
From when you will get the proper link
Okay.
from the Zoom, that will be
So,
not
I'm getting
access.
some issues in the laptop. So, I'm using both at a time.
Two devices are not allowed.
Okay. Okay. So, I'm sharing my details in
Yeah,
the
only to
chat.
me. Yeah, only to me. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
In the
Sure. Thank you.
participant, you can find my name, Karthik. Just share it
Mhm.
only to me.
All right. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah. Any other questions, anyone, guys?
Yeah, Karthik, Nidhi this side.
Yeah, please.
Today only I had joined this session. Actually, previously I say once I think Monday or Tuesday I had joined, but after that there was a gap and today only I had joined. So all these classes would be repeated or how it would be?
So we just completed 5 sessions. Like you already have joined two sessions, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yeah, remaining 3 sessions. You can wait. See, if even if you do not enroll for these videos, also demo classes will be provided to you. Okay, once the group is created, we'll give you all these links. You can watch it, and you can let me know in case of any question. But still, you want me to explain? I can take 1 or 2 classes and then explain. Not a problem.
Okay, I'll go through, no problem. Even I haven't registered, sorry, till now. Today I'm going to register. So for that, one
Yeah,
more question I do have.
yeah.
I'm working as a data architect. And recently, I have joined some company. So going to work as a data architect. With do this structure algorithm will work out, will help me out to structure the database and all.
Uh, Not exactly. Uh, but it will give you some ways to think about it.
Okay.
Yeah. See, data architecture is completely different from data structures. Data structures, like you can, once you have the data, then how do you organize it? That's is nothing but a data structure. But
Yeah.
at the database level itself, you want to, I mean, like organize it, right? So that is called, I
Hmm.
think, to my knowledge, it is called as data modeling. So data
Yes,
modeling is,
correct.
see, honestly speaking, data modeling and data structure both are different. But
Okay.
uh, see, by learning the data structure, you will get a n number of ideas. Like how can you put the data? So that's where you can design your database model. I mean, see, for example, you have a big, what you call,
Database
functionality to
or
be
outlet.
implemented.
Hmm.
Big functionality. Example, take it as a IRCTC. Like you have a
Hmm.
ticket booking system, right? You
Hmm.
have a from station. Like if I take IRCTC in India, like we can book it train ticketing booking system from the IRCTC, right? So the in order to do that database model for that, you need to think a lot, right? Like how the data can come, what kind of tables I need to create, what kind of foreign key, primary key, and then uh, what is the dependency I need to create between tables, right? One to many or
Yeah,
many to one,
relationships and
etc.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you will get some knowledge about this, but those two are different.
Okay.
You can
Actually, this
understand
Java
something.
is yeah product. It's not a product-based company, only service-based company where I'm going to work. So Java mostly, I believe that it would be required when you are going to create any product. So
Yes, yes.
that's what I had a one confusion that should I join or I should. Mm.
So definitely this is
Anyways,
going
I
to
am interested to learn Java as well.
yeah. So,
So
but
that's
see,
what I had to.
specifically for your role, this is not needed.
Mhm.
But if you
Mhm.
learn, it will help you the way to analyze the things.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
since you are saying that it's an Oracle, the front end would
Mm.
be a Java only, correct? The most of the applications, if the back end is an Oracle, the front end, the best suited front end would be Java application only. So
It's a
you can guide them.
Teradata database.
Okay, Teradata. Okay, fine. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is not completely related, but it's something different. But if you are
Mhm.
interested, you can join.
Yeah, definitely I'm going to join. Well, today's session was really so worthful, and I got some insight that yes, I also can work like this. So that's what I'm going to join this.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Sir,
Yeah, go ahead.
sir, you are gonna explain the space complexity again in further programs, right?
Yeah. So see, I have in the previous classes
Uh,
I used to explain at the end space complexity. Okay, after completion of all the sorting technique. But I got a feedback
okay.
saying that for each algorithm, if I go, it would be better, right?
Yeah.
So
But
that's the reason
why?
I have
Because I did
explained.
not understood. Yeah, I did not
Don't worry,
understood
like
fully 100%, 100%. So that's the reason I'm asking.
yeah,
So yeah, for next programs you'll be explaining, right?
yes.
Yeah.
So what happens
Okay.
with this data structures, right? So first I talked about bubble sort time complexity, and this will be a 1 hour session, right? So first 30 hours or 35 minutes, you will take what, since if it is a new for you, you take maximum of 35 minutes and then keep it in your brain. And after that, what, like not only me, whoever explains, it is you're not going to take, because generally a human brain does not capture more than like 40 minutes or 45 minutes, right? So that's a problem. You might miss it. Don't worry. So I request you guys to please practice every day. Like what, take 30 minutes of your time and then practice it. And in the next day, wherever you stop it, my first 10 minutes of the class would be a repetition of previous class. And in that, if you
Okay.
have any questions, you can ask me. I'm happy to answer it.
Yeah, I'm good with time complexity you explained yesterday. Yeah, I got to know complexity. I watched many videos, but after listening to you, I got to know time complexity. But I'm little confused about space complexity now, but I'm not 100% of that. I think I may get 100% in the next programs. Okay. Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah. So any other questions, anyone? Guys, if any person does not get an email, you can take a screenshot here. So, and you are going to get an email from today, they'll send you the email today also. And I have shared the previous class links in the chat, guys. And if you are not able to access it, you just go to the Ashok IT YouTube channel. Let me show you that. Just go to the YouTube and search for the Ashok IT. Please search for Ashok IT and go to the live section. Just go to the live section. See, you can see the data structures and algorithms, right? The first 4 videos of the, these are the first 5 videos are there, right? These are the classes. You can watch it. Okay. This is the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. Today is the 5th demo class. So this is the one live is going on. So these are the classes, you can watch it. And those who missed it. Okay. And if at all still after watching, if you're not able to understand, let me know, I can explain. Like at any point of time, my classes would be a interactive sessions, guys. Not only this, whatever I teach, I prefer to have a interactive session. So once I explain the topic, I'll open up for questions. If you do not understand, I'm happy to explain again. Okay. So if no question, that's all for today,
Sir,
guys. Yeah.
this hacker rank links you have given, right? Once we are clicking on it, it's not showing any result. So this is something you have solved and sharing with us, or
Now, I think some of them have been deleted. I'll show you some of them which are available. I'll ping you. In the tomorrow class, I will show you that I think from the HackerRank website itself, some of the questions have been deleted.
okay.
So
I
let's,
just searched for that bubble short one, so it
yeah,
did not.
if you try this one, merge sort, it you are going to compare to linked list. Some of the things you are going to get, some of the things are deleted by them. Like it is just a website, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they have deleted. I'm just pasting it, one of the link. Just try this. You're gonna get.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So that's all for today, guys. If no question, that's all for today. And tomorrow will be the last demo class. If you are interested, please do the enrollment. Okay.
And is this data structures is completely different from system design course?
Yes, yes. System design is different. Data structures are different.
Okay. So after
System
learning data,
design is nothing but, for example, you wanted to design a YouTube. Okay. So how do you do? Design a YouTube, do you need a data structure? Not required, right? You need to know how many people are going to use your YouTube. Every day, some crores of videos will be uploaded to your YouTube, right? Then your server should have so much space to store those, right? That means whenever you are creating a new application, what is the thing that you need to take care? That is nothing but a system design. So that means, for example, if I have to take a YouTube, I have to concentrate more on a memory. And then every day, how many logins will come to the YouTube? Some crores of people will access the YouTube simultaneously. That means your site should not go server down, correct? If you look at in the big billion days, first, whenever the Flipkart has started the big billion days, the website went down, right? Hope Durga Prasad, you remember, because of the
yes,
load,
yes, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Now
yeah.
that means, but have you seen any time the YouTube is going down? No,
No.
right? That means that is also one of the category you need to you need to work on. Now the another category would be whenever you are searching for a in the YouTube. I just now searched with for a Ashok IT. How much time does it has taken to give the result?
It is immediate access.
Yeah, I mean with a nanosecond only, correct? That means whatever you are searching, even though there may be n number of results, it should be fast, correct? For that you need to use some MongoDB or something, right? So these are the things that you need to carry out. This will be coming under the system design. Okay. Now, once the system design is done, now you are trying to implement that. Then this data structure comes into picture. How do you see in order to display what is the best way of storing the data? I mean, and once you pick up the data from the data structure, how do you organize it better? So that's where the data structure comes into picture. Like during the implementation, whenever you write a use case or user stories, then you can use this data structure. But system design it at high level. From the system design, they'll after completion of the system design, they'll go for high level design and low level design. In the high level design, they will find out what are the softwares you can use it. See, in the system design, you found something called you need to use messaging system. Then, in order to use a messaging system, there are many things: ActiveMQ, RabbitMQ, Kafka, correct? But which software you will use depends on the architecture. That's where the architect comes into picture. That's a high level. This high level document is broken into a low level. After broken into a low level, that will come into the user stories. Once the user stories are coming, then you will start doing the development. At that time, you will use this data structure. Hope you get it.
Yes.
Okay.
We are gonna have system design classes after these data structures. Are there any batch going on right now, or
You
what?
mean from me?
Uh, yeah, like any batch is going on, or like
No.
after these data structures,
No, I
any
haven't
other,
taken any system design batch as of now.
so any batch is going on in Ashok IT?
I don't think so.
Okay, okay, yeah, thank you.
Karthik, will you start from collections?
Yeah, no, collections, we just completed it. Before this starting these are whatever we are discussing, these are advanced data structures. So basically, like whenever we say data structure, I used to teach collections and then data structure, but some people are interested only in collections. Some are interested only in advanced data structure. So I have broken up this course into two parts. First part is collections and second part is advanced data structures, which are having now. So if you want to have the collections, we just completed the collections. You can enroll for it. You can get a videos. You can listen to the videos, and if you have any questions, you can ask me in a data structure class itself. And whenever the new batch, for example, if some people are not interested to watch the videos and wanted to be live class, right? So if that is the case, then whenever my next collections batch will be started, You let admin know that you have enrolled for only videos, but still you wanted to join some of the live classes. They will give you the access.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
Any other questions, guys? So if no question, that's all for today.